can get a Jolly Rancher after class for reminding me.
Oh, let's go.
Only if you're a model student for the rest of the hour, though. But you usually are.
I'm already in there.
Okay, let's do this. So what we have here is it started already. Can I do full screen so it doesn't do that? What I have here is like a trend line, and then I have in here this word, this funny word, interpolation. Do you see how it has the word inter there? Yeah, like usually kind of inter means within.
Inside.
Yeah, like inside. Sorry, when I have a mask on, I can't. Can you hear me? No? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No.
It's like that commercial with Verizon. Can you hear me now? You can't hear me at all?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Technical difficulties. It was supposed to be charging this whole time, but... How about this? Oh, that's the one that works. Oh, I got it stuck. All right, so interpolation. It's got the word inter. You said it means within. You're right. Do you see where all these little dots are? So this line is right around all the dots. So when you're looking inside your lowest and highest point, that's called interpolation when you use that line. So the technical definition is interpolation is making predictions inside the data. Extrapolation has what word in it? Extra. Extra. And yeah, you can think of exterior also starts with EX. You're right, whoever said that. So what I want you to notice is that where the extrapolation is, it's with outside where all the points are. So it's either above or below. So when you are making predictions, let me write this down, then we can answer your question, okay? Making predictions outside the data, and I'm going to write here either to the left, it can be over here, so before the first one, or to the right, over here. That's called extrapolation. Landon, are you missing your packet? Do you know where it is? You want a quick go look? If not, I have an extra right on. I have an extra. All right, Shane, what was your question? So we're going to be, well, it's like I placed you just to ask that question. Let's do it. What we're doing is we're predicting, in this one, nothing because I didn't tell you what it is. But in this one, what would we be predicting? Ice cream sales based on their temperature, okay? Let's say we were looking at the opener for today, we would be predicting the time that it took Lily to run a distance.
Oh, to win a certain distance.
Yeah.
You're predicting like how many ice cream or ice cream or that's $700.
So, yeah, base at 10 degrees or maybe at like 28 degrees. It's not on the graph, but I'm just gonna say, hey, if this pattern were to continue, we could use it to predict that. All right, so let's just look for right now. We're gonna just use the line, okay? Because it's within the data set. Which one is it? Interpolation or extrapolation for 20 degrees? 20 degrees is right here. Interpolation. Why? Because it's within the data. It's like inside all of them. And because it's within there, we have the line drawn, we can just look at the graph and see how high it is. How high does that look to you? Where does that dot look like it is? Because this is 20 degrees. I went on the graph.
It's like what?
Like 450?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
You're right.
All right. So now, what if I had something close to the graph and I could extend the line? That's what I'm going to do. And now I ask for 30. Is 30 on here? No. Okay. But I could say, okay, I'm going to go along. This is 24, 26. This would be 28. 30 would be like right here. Okay. We're just guesstimating here. Does he need one? All right, so we drew our line where we think the 30 is. Okay, so this is 26, 28, 30. And then would you just try to extend your line, and we're just kind of looking and seeing, hey, can we approximate how high we think that is? So go ahead and do that. Santos, what?
1,200.
1,200, he says? Okay. I mean, we don't know for certain, but it's definitely, you know, a couple hundred above 700, maybe like anywhere from 900 to 1,100. So I'm going to write 1,000-ish. Is this within the data or outside of the data set? It's way beyond the last one. So what kind is this? This is called extrapolation. Okay. Now, give the slope of the line. Ooh, didn't we do this one already? Actually, the other day we did the slope of the line. Do you remember? The other day when you weren't at home. Tuesday, we did ice cream sales. Yeah. All right, let's find, this is an approximate. Let's find the slope of the line. So I'm gonna say, are you cool with me saying that that's 150 right there? About. And this is at like about 11. By the way, this, as long as you're showing me some valid work here, it's an approximate. Okay. Give me another point on the line. Ooh, how about the one we just did? 20. Yeah. Let's do rise over run. 450 minus 150, so the slope would be 450 minus 150. That's how far up did that go? What's 150 up to 450? 200? That would be 350. Or
I said something, though. I said 300. Isn't it 300?
yeah. Whew. I need to think about that a second. All right, 20 to 11. I know, Shane, I'm just acknowledging that. Let's not freak out. 20 minus 11 is? How far is 11 up to 20? 9. Okay, this is why I had you get your calculator. Would you tell me what that is about?
It's like 5 I was close.
Okay. What does that mean? That means that, let's say this is an ice cream shop, I don't know. Every degree increase, that's in Celsius, the ice cream sales increase by $33.33. That's what that would mean. Okay, go ahead. So, yeah, Shane, the one that we did in our opener today, the points were right on the tick marks, and so that one was pretty easy. But like, if you get something like this where you're gonna just give me some valid points. Now here's the deal. You might have picked 2 other points and your slope might have been something other than 33.3. As long as you could show me what you did and it's valid, then you're good. All right, let's take a look at this one. And then I'm gonna have you try some on your own. George is 35 years old. What is his approximate heart rate? Use the graph. What do you think? Using this graph, if this is George is 35 years old. If he's on the line, what should his approximate heart rate be?
125.
Okay, so here's 35. Is it 125?
Oh, 125.
Okay, 124, 123. You want to call it 124? Beats per minute. Is this an example of interpolation or extrapolation? Is it within all of the rest of the points?
Yes.
That's interpolation. Interpolation. Why? Within the data set or data.
Can you
Interpolate?
interpolate?
I did.
Okay.
Can you what?
Shorten the word down.
Interpolation?
Yeah, abbreviate.
You abbreviate. Don't do it on your test though. You can write it out. But today on your homework, if you want to do dot for an abbreviation, sure. All right, Sally is 5 years old. What is her approximate heart rate?
5.
Yep. Wow, working Sally out. They're 5-year-old. What's her resting heart rate or heart rate?
You gotta do an X.
So it is still on the graph, but it's definitely before the first point, right? So this is going to be extrapolation. This is, what do you think it is, Santos?
This is extrapolation.
Oh, okay. But what is it? Where is that? What would you call that?
This like 130, 6.
I'm going to call it 137. I think it's a little higher than that. Santos. 136 is fine. It's just a little bit higher than, I'm not quite comfortable with the 136. All right, 137 is what I'll call it. Shane, you can call it 138 if you want. I asked Sally is 5 years old, so I look at 5 years on the graph, and I go up to the line, and I asked how high does that point look to you?
136.
Yeah. I had the wrong thing.
136.
This is extrapolation. We're predicting outside of the data set. Okay, last one. Can you do this for me? What if I told you John has a heart rate of about 110 beats per minute? using the trend line, what would you say his age is about?
50.
Santos says 50. Anybody agree with him?
He's going like to 60.
Okay, you think it's 60. Okay, so here's 110. You guys are all on the right track. We go over here.
He's 55.
I have to go down. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about where would it meet the line.
55.
I'm gonna say this is 55. I'm gonna go a little beyond that. So somebody said 60, 57, 58. If you wanted to say between 55 and 60, that's fine. Did I use something inside the data or did I have to go beyond the data?
They go beyond.
So, okay, so that's it.